Happy day, it is Down Home with Tina. I am excited to be here. As I'm always, I say that every week, but I really truly am excited to be here, folks. I have got a wonderful gal coming up. She has opened up a business recently in downtown Lancaster. It is a floral business, and I will share with you an arrangement that she brought in for me today. And so I hope you will stick around, and I'll be back in just a minute. It's Down Home with Tina.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I am really excited because this segment is brought to you, and I'm going to get to do this every month, hopefully for a while. We are going to highlight a businesswoman, and this segment is brought to you by Ava's Jewelers. David and I sat down and talked about this, and he said that Ava was always very supportive of women and businesses. And so he said, if you know of a new business and of a woman of any age that is aspiring to do something new in the community and bring, then they wanted to help to highlight those folks. And you happen to be one of those gals, and I'm so excited. Julia MacFarland, a new flower shop in downtown Lancaster.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
It is Nora's Flower Company.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that, tell me about the name.
Actually, the name came from my dog. We had a Siberian Husky and had her for almost 10 years. And then we lost her, and I was getting ready to open a flower business and thought, what name should I use? Should I use a grandma's name, a loved one? And Nora was on my heart, so.
And I think that flowers just make people smile.
They do.
So
they
Nora,
do.
I'm sure, made you smile.
She does, and every time I make flowers, I think of her. So it's an ongoing thing.
I love that. That is a big thing, like naming your child or your pet or a business or something like that. It's got to be something that you like, and if it's a business in memory, is really, really cool. So I think that's really awesome. So why flowers?
I love flowers. As a kid, I've been playing with flowers in the flower garden and planting. I have a green thumb. My family tells me I have a lot of plants at home.
Look at you. Like mine are dying right now as we speak. I'm trying to save them. I'm not. A cactus, I can keep cactus.
They're pretty easy to keep, yes.
Right, that's the only reason why.
Start there.
I forget. Yes. Yeah. I think 25 years old is my cactus.
Well, yeah.
So I've actually been able to keep that one alive. And
that's amazing.
And everything. It truly is. Because I can't keep them. So is there a secret to help people keep their plants alive?
I just have a natural act. I'm not sure really what the secret is. I just kind of can tell what they want. When they need water, when they need more sun.
I think I know, and it's not right. I never do it. It's either overwatering or underwatering or something like that. So anyways, back to the flowers.
Yes.
So what kind of flowers do you plan on having and selling at the flower shop?
We're going to have fresh flowers. We're going to have silk flowers.
Okay.
We're also going to have gift baskets. The concept basically is just a custom orders, arrangements. When you call over an order, we can specialize in any kind of arrangement. We really want to make it personal for the customer and just like make it special, whatever it may be.
Any kind of flowers? I mean, like if I called you up and said, this is my favorite kind of flower, can you make a bouquet?
Yes.
Something like that.
Well, some people like, sunflowers. A lot of people like daisies. My personal favorite is daisies and roses. So, I mean, it just depends on the person. And there's like the birth month chart where, different months tend to like different flowers, but really it's anything.
Is that hard to start a business, Julia? Do you really think?
I think it is, yes. There's learning experience that you go with opening a business, but everything, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. You learn something every day, and it's fun and exciting.
Yeah. Are you going to be the sole person in the business?
Yep.
Do you have hours that you?
We're going to be open 9 to 4:30, Monday through Saturday, and closed on Sunday.
All right. So and can you just come in and purchase flowers?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's really cool because when you come in, I can talk to you. I can find out what the event is. I can show you what flowers I have on hand. I can show you the specialty flowers for weddings, for any event that you have.
When you, if somebody would walk in the door, how long would it take typically for you to have a bouquet or something or an arrangement ready for them?
I will have flowers on hand. It just depends if you want a certain type, like weddings. Obviously, it'd be good to come in and discuss it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
Order ahead of time. But we'll have a variety of flowers on hand.
And plants as well?
Oh, yes.
Plants
We have to have plants.
What kind of plants do you
I'm
plan
thinking
on?
like definitely peace lilies, snake plants. We'll have a variety of them. So, yeah.
How did you learn all of this?
Actually, I have no formal education, just like hands-on. Just learning.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite of a picture that we can show of one of your?
Actually, the sympathy flight that I brought. This is my favorite. This is like my labor of love, my favorite. So,
what is your favorite? You said your favorite flower is daisy.
Daisies.
What is the trend right now, would you say, with flower arrangements?
With just variety, wildflowers, just a variety of flowers. I mean, everyone's different, so they have different customers come in and say they want different types.
Do you grow any, or are you able to get them
I've had
locally?
sunflowers in my backyard. They were really, really nice, and Nora actually loved them. My dog, she loved the sunflowers. Just different varieties.
Nice. And then any other service, will you be able to do deliveries?
Yes, we will have deliveries available. We will strive for same day, and if we can't, we will let you know depending on business and how busy we are.
Okay, my next question, and I didn't plan on asking this one, but I know that this used to be back in the day that sometimes you can look in the phone book, when we had a phone book, or even online and stuff.
Yeah.
What is, and you will actually get, I'm trying to think out, because people will do this when it's out of town.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've come across this yet or not, that they'll call a number, and that number will be another business that charges $10 or $20 or $30 more to then call you and order that. And I don't know what they call that or whatnot, but it is probably best to just directly call you and reach out to you and contact you, correct?
Yes, definitely.
That's probably going to be the most cost effective for the individual.
It will be, yes. We're not really affiliated with the third parties that will send over.
Okay,
so that
shouldn't
what that really
is?
be a problem for our business, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So, because it is, I mean, I know that when there's let's say a funeral or something, or somebody has gone into the hospital, and some of those, I'm like, and I learned this the hard way, because I called for a friend that was out of state, and then it ended up not being a very nice arrangement because it was a third party. It wasn't, I don't know if it just wasn't, and then the person got it, and then it was a lot more than what it really needed to be.
Yes.
So just contact you directly, call you, and then a website or anything like that,
We
or
do
Facebook?
have a website, yeah, we do have Facebook. The
perfect.
website is norasflowercompany.com.
Okay.
And then we also have Facebook and Instagram. And two, I do send pictures of the arrangements over to the loved ones. So if they call from out of state, we can actually send photos back and forth with different vases, different flowers. I can put them together.
Nice.
So I do actually assist with, I don't think many flower shops will do that, but it will help you build your flowers that you want for that occasion.
Absolutely, and they can get the opportunity to really be a part of what it is that you are going to build for them. And I would imagine too, with the website, you can show different styles and things that if they want one that looks like this, then I want this one, and that you have on your website and such, or Facebook and such like that. I think that is it really helps out to make sure that your customer gets exactly what it is that they had in mind.
That's what we strive for. We want them to be so happy, and flowers make everybody happy. So
they do. No, I know, right? Yeah, they do. No matter what the day is, if there are flowers, whether it is an arrangement for a loved one that is passed or something like that, they brighten up.
Yeah.
And there, folks, as she said, no secret of keeping your plants alive. If you're like me, my one friend's like, it's still alive because I've watered it. I'm like, you barely come see me. I have kept this cactus alive all by myself all these years. No, it's not because of you. Probably might a little bit be sometimes. She might come over and water.
Over time. Yeah.
No, but anyways. But you said you have different planners that you can use, the things in baskets. I know you have a beautiful basket here.
Yes, flower vases, anything for a sympathy arrangement.
I just thought of something. Are folks allowed to bring in their own little base
or
vase?
Yes, they can. And I can custom and go around if they have a special piece and they're like, I would like this. That's why we're here. And it's like a close connection where you can bring something and say, okay, let's build off of this. And then we go through the flowers and then just accessorize it.
Do you still do the wrist corsages
Yes.
and things like that, and because of different,
For
I know,
proms.
dances and proms and
Yes.
things for high schools and such?
And that's perfect. They can bring their dress in, their tuxedo in. We can match colors.
yes.
So it's very personalized.
And yes, you could probably even do something if they have an extra material. Some girls get theirs altered and stuff.
Yes.
You could probably incorporate that in.
We'd love to see it. We want to be a part
flower.
of their events.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And how far in advance typically do you need for those parents who want to do that for their, the dates or their...
It's really nice, at least a
and
couple
daughter.
weeks, but we will try to work with everyone and let
Okay.
them know if we're just simply too busy,
Okay,
upfront.
yeah. Being up,
Yeah.
okay, perfect.
But we want to fill as many orders as we can and be there for everyone that comes in the door.
Absolutely. So, folks, get the word out.
Yeah.
The location and the hours again.
Yeah, it's 111 South Columbus Street, and the hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 to 4:30, and closed on Sunday.
And Nora's Floral Company.
Nora's Flower Company. Yep.
Flower Company.
Yep.
Downtown Lancaster, folks.
Yes.
If you're downtown or anything, walk around and check her out and see what she's got. Or you can always check her out on Facebook. You said Instagram or
Facebook,
the website.
Instagram. Yep.
Julia, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
So much for being a
Thank you
guest.
for having
This is
me.
a gorgeous arrangement. Folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be back. It's Down Here with Tina. Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Jay Kemp with me. He is a retired Marine. He is also a weapons instructor, coach, range safety officer, and now author of at least 5, and I know that he's working on more books. I don't think he's going to stop. And I want to begin with the Marine Corps. About how many years did you serve our country in the Marine Corps, Jay?
So I served for 21 years.
Okay, 21 years. What was that like for you?
It's probably the best experience I've had in my entire life. Like, I wouldn't trade the 21 years for anything.
Did that lead you into what you're doing today in the writing of the books?
I think it has a large part to do with it. Of course, I've been around guns my entire life. My dad was a Marine. I was in the Marine Corps. And it's just always been a growing passion of mine. It's something I enjoy doing.
You were, we mentioned that you were also a coach. Well, they still call you Coach Jay.
They still call me Coach Jay.
Everybody does, don't they?
Yes.
Why do they call you that? Why does everybody call you
Because right before I got out of the Marine Corps, my son came to an age where he started playing football, and I coached him, and then I ended up coaching football for 15 some odd years.
Oh, wow.
And then when he got to the age where I just want to watch him play, I just stopped coaching altogether.
You still work with kids, though.
I still work with kids, yeah.
Yeah, what do you do?
So do youth athletic training for some kids. I help out the local school with their offensive playbooks and stuff like that. So I'm always involved in the community, always involved with our youth.
Let's talk about you as a range safety officer. How many years have you been with firearms and used firearms? Has it been most of your life, or has it just been when you joined the military?
It's been most of my life. I've been around firearms. When I was part of my time in the Marine Corps, I was a school infantry instructor. I was in charge of ranging the ranges. So got a lot of experience running ranges there. And now, after I retired, I work at this range that I work at now.
Yeah. As a fire safety officer, range safety, why am I not saying it right?
Range.
Okay. I would imagine that you see many mistakes at the rifle range. How often do you see mistakes? Is it every day?
Every day. Every day. Multiple times.
How do you handle those situations?
It depends on the situation. Some people are willing to take advice. Some people are we call the know-it-alls, and they've seen it on YouTube, or they've talked to somebody gave them garbage information, and so again, garbage in, garbage out. They come out there and they continue to do it on the range.
How do you stay up on the laws of firearms safety?
Just closely monitor the state and federal laws as best as you can, because they're always rapidly changing, so you just have to stay on top of it. That's part of your responsibility as a gun owner.
Okay. So your first book, Poseidon Tactical New Gun Owner's Guide, Responsibility or Orange Jumpsuits. Why did you call it that?
Because it's true. It's either you take responsibility for the firearm, or you might end up in an orange jumpsuit, and that's, when you go to court or you get pulled over, like I didn't know is not an excuse.
Right.
So if you're going to own it, you have to be responsible 100%. Because, like, again, I don't know is not an excuse.
Right. Yeah. And I want to go ahead and get into the book a little bit and talk about several chapters, because I know that you could probably talk about this for hours. I know I could, I love to learn about new things. And that's why this book was so helpful for me, because I didn't know a lot of the things that are in here, and because we don't know what we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sure sometimes when you do get people out at the range and you see them over and over again doing the same, making the same mistakes over and over again, you probably are just like, oh my gosh, I want to give them this book, I want to give them a manual, I want to
Yes.
just kind of have it right there in their face.
Yes.
So chapter 1, you have the mindset of a responsible gun owner. In this chapter, it talks about firearm terms, which a lot of people say clip, not
yes. Magazine.
Right, something I learned,
Yes.
folks. Dry fire practice, which what I thought was so unique about the dry fire practice, and I'll let you share with folks what that is, was where you do it. You don't just do it anywhere, right? You have to be
Correct.
careful with where, because it's going to be, you want it to be a safe place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So, but what is dry fire
So
practice?
anytime you pick up a firearm, you have to make sure that it's safe, especially within your home. You got your neighbors, you have to worry about, wall penetration, and you might have your kids, your pets, your spouse, whatever. Dry firing is absolutely the cheapest way to become accurate and proficient at a firearm and confident. So it's basically, you've got a target on the wall, you got a blank wall, whatever you want to do is making sure that the weapon is completely clear, and you work on your technique of grip, eye relief, adjusting, magazine retention and all that. So you can do that in the safety of your home without putting any ammo in it, just running, like I said, it's a dry fire.
Right, yeah.
And that way when you come to the range, you have already worked on those mistakes that you're possibly going to make out there.
Folks, you have to understand, sometimes I'm sitting here listening to him share this, and I've read the book, and I know the sarcasm that he's put in the book, which makes me laugh, and we didn't talk about that. Why did you add sarcasm to the books that you
I
read?
added sarcasm to the books because that's me. Again, I didn't want to kill anybody with technical terms, and
because it could get boring, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, I want to go, if I read at bedtime, I want to go to sleep. And
you're going to go to
that.
sleep. If I start talking about trajectories of various rounds in feet per second, you're just like, oh, come on. So I wrote the book as I talk, the same way that I teach on the range. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to BS you. I'm just going to straightforward be sarcastic and tell you the facts.
For example, this is chapter 4, choosing the right firearm. Pause before you listen to that one guy. You know your sister's cousin's aunt who's married to the former Ranger SEAL Delta Marine operator who would be more than happy to take you gun shopping, then to the range to run kill house drills while screaming tango down during combat reloads. Look, that guy probably means well, but if you're a beginner, you need practicality, not an audition for Call of Duty 2042.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's where it's, and that's funny because it's true.
It is
true. You go to a family function, reunion, and you go, hey, I'm going to go get me a new gun or firearm. What do you suggest? And like you said, somebody who has the different completely experience is going to say, oh, I'll take you, because they're fun and maybe passionate about it, but they're not understanding where a beginner needs to begin.
Correct.
Right, and that's what
we
this
see
is
it at the
about,
range. The guys come out there, and it's a basic, fun range. It's entertaining. You're out there to have a good experience, and you have guys that come out there, or gals that come out there, and they're tacticaled out. They got on vests, they got on the whole gear, and you're just like, buddy, come on.
That jumps to you do have a chapter about that. Chapters, which one is it? I have it in here. You talk about what is the right gear to come out in, and what to have, so you don't have to go, because you do. Sometimes you get really excited about having a new hobby to do, and then you just go overboard.
Yes.
And what does it do to you as a range safety officer out there when you're going, ah?
Well, first, when you see them get out of their car, you're just like, oh, here we go. Why is he wearing a ballistic helmet? So I call them Operator McFantasies and Tactical guys. And So you want to come out and you want to have the right gear. And in North Carolina, in the middle of the summer, you probably don't want to be wearing your full tactical outfit. You want to be comfortable and you want to be able to do the basic fundamentals of shooting. If that's something you want to do, our range doesn't allow you to draw from the holster. Most ranges don't. Then find a piece of property and go do that tactical stuff there. But here, it's the safety of the people around you. It's the confidence that you can build on the range and not, again, try to be on battlefield 6.
What I like about what you have in chapter 5, and this hit home with me, I talked to my kids about somebody coming into our home when we were kids. So, I think you had put in here something like, we have fire drills for our family. And this is for folks who have firearms and they want to have them in the house. And you also touch on how to keep those safe and locked up and things like that also. But you talk about concealed carry and home defense. And that is important, I feel, because you should do a drill, and not to scare your children, but in this day and age, and depending on where you live, I did tell my kids, and I lived in a very small town, but there was somebody that went into a neighbor's home just off the highway, to be ready on what to do, even if you don't have a firearm. Be ready to have a plan in place, a safety plan. So I love that you actually have that in there. So practice.
That's important. Just like the fire drill, you practice for a fire drill. Why not practice for a home invasion? So the kids aren't screaming up and down the hallway and you're trying to engage a target or move everybody out of the way, and you might have a dog that runs in your line of fire. Like, what do you do? So you have to practice just like you would practice for any other scenario. And
really, honestly, I mean, my thought is they need to hide, because if their kids are screaming and they're flipping out, they are, and going wherever, of course, for safety reasons, how are you going to protect them if they are in the line of fire? It is people are in there to get you, usually, sometimes, so it's hiding and where's a safe place and things like that. I don't like to make that, like, if that's just something that is common sense and important if you have a family, I think, for safety. Okay, chapter 7, the range etiquette and training, preparing for the range and bringing, that's where you talk about bringing the right gear. How does somebody prepare for a range that is a new range that they're going to?
So in the books, I talk about your basics that you should have. If you're going to come to the range, you should probably have a range bag. Every weapon that you have when you come to the range should be cased. And you should have the right, bring your right ammo, bring the right magazines for the weapon that you have. Bring your toolkit, your cleaning kits and stuff like that. It's just the basics. And that's all I'm talking about, is the basics of being a responsible gun owner. The other books get a little bit more advanced, but these are the basics. These are simple things that you can do to become proficient and confident and not complacent.
Yes, because I remember messaging you something with somebody once told me, and it was a law enforcement officer. He said to me, if you're going to have a firearm, you need to be ready to know how to use it, because your intruder or the person that is trying to get to you, they can get it from you and use it on you.
Absolutely.
And that is so important. So I like that you said that about the confident thing. Okay, Jay, we are about out of time. What are some of the other books, though, that you want to share real quick, some of the other books?
I expand on the defensive mindset, so that's home defense and self-defense. So again, that gets a little bit more in detail. I have Fight Like Athena. It's a book.
I'm excited about that one.
It's a book for female self-defense. I've got one that's basically on optics. It's red dot and reticles. There's an AR-15 manual where I break down the AR-15 platform to its bare minimum. So yeah, defensive mindset, the Athena, this one, and opticals, and AR-15 right now.
Where can you purchase the books?
So right now they're on Amazon Kindle and Amazon paperback is where you can get them.
And
so
I know.
I'm looking to expand, but for right now, this is all new to me. The publishing and the writing and everything, so I've started with Kindle. It's pretty easy, but that's where you can find them.
Okay, awesome. All right, I have a disclaimer, everybody. I just wanted to share this because you have them in you probably have it in every book that you have, I would imagine. The author, as in J. Kemp, mentions some of the laws and such in this book. However, it is stated this is for informational purposes only, and does not constitute legal advice. The author and the publisher assume no responsibility for legal outcomes resulting from misuse or misinterpretation of the material. And I think that is so very important, because it's just advice to help you if you want to have a firearm and move forward. Good luck, Jay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. So folks, when I sit down and think about what I'm going to do in a segment for my show, sometimes it's kind of like, oh, I like that. And today I came across in my Smiles file, you've heard me talk about it in the past, that it makes me smile when I pull out, rather it be positive messages given to me by some of the youth that I have taught at the detention center. This is one of my letters that I had received when I was going back and forth to North Carolina and to Ohio. And so I wasn't at the detention center at the time. I was working as a pre-K teacher down in North Carolina on base, which I absolutely love that. But I always say that my teens that are in detention center and my littles, they have some things in common. They both need TLC and guidance. Then again, don't maybe all of us at times we always need TLC, but guidance. But anyways, I picked up this letter today and I wanted to share it with you, just some of it, because it made me smile and it reminds me that sometimes just words and letters from other people, if we go back and reference them, can be exactly what we need in maybe that day. So I encourage you to take the time to write a letter. But I wanted to share this with you because this has got, I think, so much truth to this. I had sent a letter and this was the response. I made this after hearing your letter. Thank you for thinking about us, and I appreciate you for everything and caring about me. You taught me so much stuff and helped me in so many ways. You don't even know. I remember waking up mad so many times and just seeing how happy you were made me happy. So always wear your smile, because just seeing other people happy helps. And then he said, I hope I get to see you again. Of course, he went on to another detention center, and I think has fulfilled that and everything. In this letter, folks, not only do I'm sharing it with you, is because of the difference of what a smile can make. I go into the detention center, and it is not an easy place to be because it is jail for our kids. But I try to have a smile. I try to bring joy to them, because some have never maybe even seen it or know what that is. But some of the quotes that were part of this letter that was sent to me, mind you, and the letter is legit. It goes through the detention center, and it didn't come to my home directly, of course. It was something he wrote in class that day, and it's always approved. These are some of the positive quotes. Do your thing and don't care if they like it. That is quoted by Tina Fey. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love. If you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Change begins at the end of your comfort zone. And stay positive. Better days are on the way. So I will leave the show with you with those positive quotes. And I hope that you will take the time to write somebody a letter. Not a text, not an email. Sit down with your pen and piece of paper and write somebody a letter with a positive message, because you never know how bad they might need it. Have a great week. God bless and good day.